darkness, my old friend.
Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends, fans come together, BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discussing musical artists. I'm your host, Jason. With me is Tim.
Hola, amigos.
And Bill.
Troubled water are coming.
And we're here to talk about Simon and Garfunkel. This was Bill's pick. He brought it to us. Now we're discussing Bridge Over Troubled Water, 1970. Who wants to start this one off? Okay, I'll start it off. God damn. Opening track, title track. I like the piano and the lyrics, but the higher falsetto vocals weren't working for me. It sounds big, though. Very Beatles, like Let It Be or Hey Jude. El Condor, it's like a Latin America Renaissance fair song. Kind of works. I love the guitar. I just wish it was turned up more. The wind instruments are like super fucking loud. Celia, this one's a classic. Super fun, super catchy. Lyrics are fantastic. Great production, studio techniques. Keep the Customer, another super fun one. Very Beatles again, but it works. I wasn't a fan of the horns at first. By the end, I came around, though. So Long, Frank Lloyd Wright, boom, shots fired. Some low down shit this song is, and I love it. The drum sound is very warm. The Boxer, it's the Boxer, top song contender right here. I've never heard it through headphones, and there was a lot going on in this song that I never heard before when it's compressed and played over the airwaves. Such a good melody. The strings are gorgeous. Favorite cover of it would have to be Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, which we need to do on the show at some point. Baby Driver, another top song. The lyrics are great. Another almost has a southern rock feel to it. Get you some, Baby Driver. The Only Living Boy in New York, amazing soundscape here. The background harmonies, lyrics top tier. I love the drums right before the chorus comes in. Good shit. Why Don't You Write Me? And now for a completely different change of pace. It's upbeat and fun, though. I like the lyrics. Through drinking a bottle of iodine sounds awful. Bye Bye Love. Spotify said live at Memorial Auditorium, so I'm not sure if it was the correct studio version. There's only one Bye Bye Love.
I got a live version, too, so it made me wonder if they were padding this because they had to get a product out.
Yeah, they were padding.
Well, there's only one Bye Bye Love, and it's the Cars. Song for the Asking.
Goddamn right.
Song for the Asking. Kind of a letdown for being the last song in the studio discography. It's just kind of there. Yeah.
So they never really reformed and did anything after this, though, either, right? Like
They've done...
They did a couple things. They did stuff for their 1975 solo albums. They managed to get like one song recorded together.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll do like a one-off show for charity or something.
Yep.
Sure, but recording-wise, they never really did.
Well, no, Art's always begging.
Like yeah, of course.
Begging, but
let's say he was being
even then,
star.
Paul Simon doesn't really like. What does he do for the next 15 years that keeps him afloat? Because it's really after this, it's Graceland.
Because actually,
man, it's a big song.
Because actually, I was thinking after this,
right? 15 years later, I just can't even imagine like.
Yep, because that was actually the big thing. Because after this, they had nothing going on between the two of them.
They had nothing else going on.
No, like they just struggled to do anything.
Because it's not the same name. I mean, there's like Simon and Garfunkel is a name. It's an image. It's like
Blink-182 Paul Simon,
Mark and Tom. Like if it's not Mark and Tom, it's not Blink-182. It's that kind of thing.
Sam and Dave.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that. I mean, I could follow up here, Jason, if you're all done.
Yep.
So obviously, the last studio album they did, Bridge Over Troubled Water. phenomenal song for an opener. Could definitely tell though some of the magic was gone. Um, so as we just kind of got to talking about, I mean, Garfunkel art wasn't there for. He was intermittent and it was super inconsistent on getting into the studio to do recordings.
Wait, don't you have this
So
on vinyl?
yes,
Why aren't you flashing your vinyl on this
Yeah,
show?
what's going
I
on there?
can't find it. Let me be.
You
You got to
lost your
get
Simon
yourself
and
a crate
Garfunkel?
or something,
Shit.
I know.
man. Come on.
Um, yeah. So then you get to El Condor Pass. Um, the guitar was really nice on it. I enjoyed it. I mean, again, it just kind of felt like it was a loss of the magic. Cecilia, honestly, if I had to pick my least favorite single, it might be Cecilia.
Oh.
I enjoy it. It's just it's not my favorite single. Um, However, keep the customer satisfied. That's by far a top song contender. Um, I mean, that's the epitome of just life.
Yeah. We've all been there.
So long, Frank Lloyd Wright. Kind of enjoyed that song a lot. The Boxer. Um,
You know what that song was about, though? Because, like, Art wanted to be an architect. Like, he's taking fucking shots at Art all over this motherfucker.
oh yeah. Well, that the only living boy in New York was all about
Uh-huh.
Art not
That's
being
another
there.
one, yeah. He's fucking shots fired there, too.
I'm guessing Why Don't You Write Me as well?
Yeah. Um, but
Good
circling back
inspiration.
quickly to the Boxer, I've always enjoyed that song. Um, I feel a number of bands have covered it and done it better and added in some different stuff. One that's coming offhand to me right now is O'Reilly's and Patty Hats. They add a violin in, which is phenomenal and just makes it so much better. One day I would like to get to their discography.
Don't get me started on O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
Auto parts.
That being said, I mean, Baby Driver, is a nice, funky kind of beat, easily enjoyable. Oh, Living Boy in New York's top song contender, again, really phenomenal song. Why Don't You Write Me? Not a bad thing to say about it. Bye Bye Love has some clapping in it, but that's okay. It works in this album. It isn't over blatant.
Yeah,
Song for the Asking. Um, Might be my least favorite closer. However, as I've said before, you can't go wrong with a Simon and Garfunkel closer. And again, it's a phenomenal closing track. It's just something has to be last place.
yeah, it's definitely
And
last
for
place.
and for me, this one's last place. Still good though.
All right, Tim, what you got?
I mean, you guys pretty much covered everything. I was familiar with the Boxer. I've heard that one before. I've heard Cecilia before too, of course. Bridge Over Troubled Water. I'm pretty sure I've heard. I mean, it's no Judy Collins Send in the Clowns, but it's on that playlist. Um, Baby Driver, I thought like the production on that thing was that's quite the production. I'll give it to Baby Driver. Um, Why Don't You Write Me? It's surprising how you know 5 albums deep we're just now really starting to incorporate country. But here we finally have incorporated country into this discography. It also meets a little bit of like oh, dorm room reggae meets Jimmy Buffett. And then by the end of it, there's some pretty strong Beatles influence going on in the production. Um, the song itself, it's fine, but as far as yeah, actual like production techniques and what's going on and whatnot, I guess that's a highlight. And then yeah, you get this "Bye Bye Love" live version where the echo on the clapping was so predominant. I just pictured a hippie army marching California Uber Alles style. Um, it was an interesting moment, especially when like here they are feeling whatever the Palladium I think is where it was, and yeah, man, you listen to that crowd. That crowd's into it. So, you know, yeah, it's before my time. It's not something I would necessarily say survived age wise or anything. It's never really been anything I've been interested in. Um, yeah, I probably shouldn't say any more before spoiling my rankings.
All right. I'd just like to throw in, at least because like the Beatles were such an influence to to almost everybody in the '60s.
Everything, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and some bands, some artists like the Monkees and shit took one side of the
Direct
Beatles.
rip-off. Yeah,
I think
direct rip.
Simon and Garfunkel took the better side of the Beatles, and it's still like they don't compare, but I think they at least have that later Beatles influence more.
Well, and again, by 1970, the entire pop music landscape is wide open. That you can hear that, yeah, the artist here wants to explore and dominate. And then, the catchy name or the image, I'm not really sure what Art Garfunkel ever brought to this at any point. Um, other than harmonies, I guess. I don't even know what I'm saying.
All right, who's got the
I mean, I
dot
think
on?
I got the dot. Now let's see here. You know, there are drums on this album. So I think that means it goes number 4 for Tim.
Well, another one. You could go back and forth. I guess color code till all. Yeah, let's put this at number 4.
I think Jason's going to be following suit and also having it number 4.
You wrong.
Number 5.
You wrong.
Number
Oh,
2?
You is correct.
damn. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell
Oh,
you why. I love the Beatles' White Album. I love the chaos, the inner turmoil band shit that just oozes out of the White Album. You kind of get that here on this record too.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's still so many studio musicians here that it's like watered down.
Well, the
I don't know
songwriting
because I hear
is.
what you're saying, but also at the same time, there's nothing here that is like angst driven or anything other than the lyrics. But even then, like, at this point, like Paul Simon's really maturing into a really good like songwriter.
I mean, even
Um,
the songs not aimed at art are still like Baby Driver.
is Baby Driver the art song here?
No, I don't. Did he have an art song on this one?
I don't think he
I
had. He was too busy. I don't think he did.
I don't think he
Okay.
did.
Yeah. Well, again, I'll say Baby Driver is the highlight here. But
And I like Cecilia. I like the boxer. I like the only boy living in New York. This was a good record. I like this one. Color Code Tell All.
I say so. I also like this album. Color Code's gonna tell all. It's going number 5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it is kind of a whiff, a swing and a whiff.
I disagree. I think it's almost a home run.
Okay, okay.
So who wants to start off this color coding? Probably not me.
I'll go. Fuck it. Let me see what my color code was. Well, that's not right.
Go with your gut.
Yeah, I'm going with my gut here. All right. I'm gonna go must hear all the way across. I think these are all must hears, and I'm gonna fucking go Ramones Gold for bookends. I think that is a culturally important record that you should hear, and I'll give it to fucking Bridge Over Troubled Water too, because I think that's a really important record you should hear. There was nothing bad here. I went in after I got done on Wednesday. I'm like, damn, that was pretty fucking good. I'm probably gonna have first album bias. Nope, they continue to impress.
Interesting. Yeah, I've been going back and forth, and this whole discography really felt like it reminded me a lot of our CCR journey way back when.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Well, and so that always begs the question for me, since I wasn't around for that time. Like, was this actually good, or is this just what has like been corporately been pushed through as like, like, oh yeah, you like the 60s, you like this, you know?
I can see that argument easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess it, you've brought it up a couple times. The Forrest Gump soundtrack is a perfect example where, yeah, there's a lot of very, very enjoyable stuff on there, but it's all very safe.
True. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, there's no Hendrix, there's no Sabbath, there's no Joplin on here. It's like
Yeah,
the Young
right.
Bloods and CCR.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit Token Brown.
Well, no, so I'm gonna, man, the first album's got no drums, so it's gotta I could skip it. It gets a red.
That's understandable.
So that's gonna move us to yellow, and I'm gonna do that for like at least the next two, and then I'm looking at these. Yeah, let's just go yellow the rest of the way. Honestly, even the bright moments here, we'll stick around for top songs. But even the brightest moments here felt watered down to me and very contrived. And yeah, there was only so much they could do in the 60s. So by default, everything at this point from the 60s sounds good to me just because I love that warm analog sound. So it's competent. But it's just not for me.
That's understandable. Well, so your color code was going to impact my color code, but that'll make my color code excessively boring.
Well, you brought us this band.
Yeah, go with your gut, Bill.
I mean,
don't let our color codes influence your color codes. Come on.
So I say,
hashtag integrity.
Right. Don't be a Tiny Tim.
No,
be a Wild Bill.
Well, no, it's because I was gonna do a gold for every yellow that Tim threw out, but he started with red. So even more of a curveball.
We need a new tier. Simon and Garfunkel Shiny Gold.
I mean, I'm gonna start from number one. We're definitely starting with Ramones Gold. As I said, I mean, Parsley Sage was very time. Like, there's not a song on there to skip. Sounds of Silence, phenomenal record. Um, Even Wednesday morning, 3 a.m.
Are you
Like
color
that's
coding this? You're just going through.
oh yeah,
Keep going
yes, I'm
gold.
still
Okay.
yeah.
All he's doing, every yellow gets a gold. So
Come on, dude. Bookends, man. Bookends is a fucking.
Bookends
That's a
is
good
a must-
record.
Yeah, yeah, that stays gold. Bridge is the one though.
Go back to it.
No, it's honestly
Find your
no,
vinyl copy and spin it.
I did spit it, and that's what's annoying me even more that I can't find it.
They sound good on vinyl. At least the
I
two I
get you a
have.
shelf, man.
I
Get you a
did.
Calax.
I did. I got too many vinyl too quick though, so I don't have it all organized.
Beauty of vinyl. Welcome to it.
I'm
Welcome
dreading.
to it.
I'm dreading. I haven't put anything in Discogs in like 3 months, so that's gonna be even more of a
Oh, you
misery.
don't get too far behind.
Yeah.
Getting behind on that sucks.
I just got I got Modern Baseball's second record today. You're gonna miss it all, and I had to log it real quick, and my kid stole it.
Give Bridge Over
Gone.
Troubled Water also Ramones Gold. Because yeah, as far as I'm concerned, everything in this discography is. I mean, considering how many of these songs have gotten covered since now, how it's persisted, how it's still played on the radio, and everything else, like, then the deep cuts on side of these albums are also phenomenal.
I can't.
I could.
I'm just thinking this is the '90s grinder all over again because you're gonna be bringing Simon and Garfunkel. Tim and I are gonna be bringing some different shit.
Pink Floyd's of the '60s.
Well, you know I ain't bringing that.
I know.
Like I said, well, me and Tim will be
I
like.
mean, there's a bunch to bring. In
Yeah,
the 60s,
there's a lot to bring in there.
There's a lot to bring.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Well,
you know, again, outside of the folksmen, I just never got into folk music.
and see, I don't mind folk music. Like Bill, have you ever heard Billy Bragg?
Yeah.
Like, I never knew A New England was taken from Simon and Garfunkel till doing this discography. Like, that was pretty good. The opening lines.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this discography. Honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. Every album, I was like, man, this is just going to drag on. But it flew by, and I'm like, well, that was easy.
They're all
like,
pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's
they're all
super
quick.
records.
Yeah.
So I think Bookends is the longest one at like 38 minutes, but even that, it's 38
And I wanted
minutes.
more. I would have taken a double album of Bookends. Like, I wanted that to be more fleshed out, but it's still a great record. Like, I enjoyed this discography, honestly, but I like folk music, so.
Yeah, and I mean, there was nothing here that like I actively despised or anything, but it did. It just felt very safe and not something I would revisit.
That's understandable, especially when the album doesn't have drums.
That makes it tough. I mean, I listen to it. Sometimes it works. But those albums are magical, you know. Like when what is Petra Hayden does "Who Sell Out" like completely like vocally.
That works.
That's pretty magical. That works. Or yeah, like even like I think Bjork did it, and Patton certainly done it. Where like, you know, just a vocal album. But it was also very churchy too. So
Yeah.
Well, stick around. We're going to do our top songs from Simon and Garfunkel. That's going to be fun.
It'll be a banging playlist, boys.
And then we're going to grab your hats and grab your beers So we're going to talk about some artwork.
Oh, yes.
Band photo much?
Yeah. Stick around for that. As always, be safe and make good decisions.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again.
Y'all
Be
come
safe.
back now, you hear?